Hello, this is Pendle from Sounddust, and I'm with the hotly anticipated new Sounddust instrument, which is called Seeker. And I'm going to explain A, what it is and why it's called Seeker, and B, why it's so creative and really useful. So let's start this adventure. And what you can hear is a lot of repetitive ping-ponging, which is very nice. But what if I adjust this here in real time? It's pretty good. You can see down here the length over here. It's quite interesting. What's this knob here do? I hear you say, no, this is where my hands aren't useful enough. That's the seek slider. And what I'm going to do next is right-click it, because we're on the DAW automation version, which I'll explain later. Right-click it. Oh, I've already got it set on mod wheel. So mod wheel. So we can scan through a file. It's quite nice. What if we also right-click this and learn some automation, CC, so we can also change the tempo. Let's give it more length. Let's make it clicky. We can also right-click these if you want, but I won't waste your time. All available via automation. And sound select is also, it controls this, which is the various sounds in there. Right click, boof, wiggle a thing. You can now change sounds on the fly also. It'll change every reset. I don't have enough hands to do all of the things at the same time. And you can also do that. Now that's pretty great. I hear you hopefully saying, but it's just always playing. Let's just make it short again. Let's put it on basic sound. Let's mod wheel. Let's add even more variation in with the very cleverly named sequencer. I'm not entirely sure what magic is going on here, but what it does is it spreads the playhead around a bit. So seed is how it does it. Steps is how many steps before it resets. And jitter is how far it jumps. Oh, and there you go. And you've also got speed at which it will do the jumps. So if we make that longer. So we've got a sound. Which, of course, we can soften. That's all pretty good. There's also a whole another section which is the loop section. And we've got 3 bits here. Every key now has a different loop in it. Let's turn off the sequencer. Now the GBS tuning found loops are exactly what they say. They have a kind of pitch content, which is not necessarily useful, but it's a good way things like that exist. And you can play these together. For instance, 60s soundtrack. But if you found one you like, hit stretch note across keys, and it's exactly what happens. So you've now got pitched content in an old school way. I've deliberately not tempo synced this, so it stretches and it's all about more happenstance. And finding what's in there, finding the little molecules of sound, which might be nice. Play around here. That's got to be worth the price of entrance alone. We've got actual more wild trekkie stuff. So there's a lot of less things I've recorded over the years. Which will be useful for different things. Including my own bad drumming. Barking dogs. Let's stretch that. Oh. Last key. There you go, stretched. And then you can explore. For instrument, drill and bass. Or something more mellow. If you have a lower jitter, it will stay around the playhead much closer. Depending on the other settings, of course, and how fast you do it. So you can get some quite nice scans that way. Now that's all well and good. Oh, hold on, let's unstretch that. Final one is the serendipitous loops, which are more actually musical loops. And yet again, deliberately not tempo synced, because also if you tempo sync them, the stretching sounds awful. So there's like 50 or 60 per sound. But you can also, depending on the speed of playback, go between the sounds. So it's a tool for exploration. And it's deliberately minimal because you don't need extra effects. You've got all the ones you need. So we've got here, we've got a tape thing on and off there. And then we've got flutter, saturate, which is quite subtle, and then collapse, which is much less subtle, which will work differently on different sounds. And over here we've got the chaos sounds, which is, let's turn it all off. Volume gives you kind of grooves, basically. Pan boings it around. Pitch for really bad take. Spread that. And finally, drag and drop. Every single one of these, you can drag and drop any sample you want into. So you can load it up with 12 of your own samples. Here's some of the ones that, one of the ones that are here anyway. And it'll try, it's got an algorithm that will cleverly try and tune it and probably fail, which is what's good about it. And you can use the sounds from any of your own sounds, but you can drag any Kontakt sound from any instrument. If you can find the samples, you can drag them in. And then you can do all this stuff. And you can retune it here. But it's playing across the whole keyboard. And if you want to set it on a note, so I'm playing note 60, let's put the root to note 60. So it's going to play, that's middle C. And it's about using it like you would an old school sampler. Higher up you play it, the faster it plays. I don't make the rules, that's how it is. But then it's up to you to find the gold. And this is all tempo synced. That's about it. There's a nice little selection of sounds, or quite a big selection of sounds. There's 2 gigs worth, including some low moog, which you can do really nice clicky things with. And the samples have a built-in filter loop or a filter rise. So you can get some really nice things out of that. And then try something else here. So I mean, that in itself I think is quite useful. All tempo synced. That's it. It's deliberately simple, but very, very useful and cunning. RTFM shows you the various things that I've just shown you, just in case you weren't taking notice, but of course you were. So there's 2 versions, 2 NKIs, the door automation version, which I'm using here, which naturally doesn't have the CCs. I've done those, and you can turn them off again. And there's the CC version, which doesn't have the door automation plugged in. The reason for that is if you record door automation, it might get into a fight with the CC automation. So if you want, you can just choose one or the other. And if you start off on the CC one and you want some door automation, you can very quickly, if you go back here and go to automation, it's already assigned, but you can just basically grab a thing and drag it over there. And then that will show up in your door as door automation. There you go, a little masterclass for you. Seeker, it's a whole world of possibility, as they say. 185 snapshots, including instrumenty ones. Let's see what that does. And mad mashed up ones. Now the loop ones have been tuned the best way I can possibly tune them, so they are vaguely playable as instruments. Vaguely, not necessary. But you'll get something interesting. You'll always get something interesting out of this instrument, I think, is the whole point of it. And, with your own sounds, just drop any old stuff in there. You'll be surprised what will come out of it, what you'll find, what little nuggets you'll find in there. That's the point. Okay, thank you very much. This has been me, and that has been Seeker. Available now. Intro offer as well, as ever. Thank you very much. Bye.